Hello, friends! Once upon a time in a forest, there lived a little bear. He was a funny kind of a bear. You would often find him dancing and singing in the forest. They were so happy and carefree. The bear wanted to join them and be their friend. She had seen everything. The bear was sad. He didn't understand why everyone was so mean to him. The owl hooted softly and asked him, "Why are you sad, little bear?" Every day, the bees would bring the bear sweet honey and tell him funny stories about the forest. As he was crossing the lake, he saw a little frog sitting on a rock. The frog was sad. "Hello, little frog," asked the bear. "Why are you sad?" The frog replied, "I want to become beautiful so that the prince will marry me. But I'm just a plain old frog." The bear sobbed for a moment. "I have an idea," he said. "Let's switch places for a while." The bear dived into the lake and the frog jumped on his back. Then the bear came out of the lake and sat on the rock. Soon, a beautiful princess arrived at the lake. She was looking for a frog to marry. She saw the bear sitting on the rock and thought he was a handsome prince. The princess went closer and said, "Oh, handsome prince, will you marry me?" The bear just kept sitting there. He didn't say a word. The princess was shocked. She had never seen such a dumb prince. "Wait here," she said, and went inside the lake to look for a clever frog. The bear was very happy. He no longer felt sad or lonely. He started to feel scared. Just then, the frog jumped off his back and said, "You silly bear, why did you sit there? You could have asked her to be your queen." The bear blushed and said, "I didn't know what to say." The frog laughed and said, "That's all right. Let's switch places again." The frog sat on the rock and the bear went into the lake. This time, the bear came out of the lake and the frog sat on the rock. A few moments later, the same princess came back. She was still looking for a smart frog to marry. She saw the frog on the rock and thought he was a handsome prince. The princess went closer and said, "Oh, handsome prince, will you marry me?" The frog croaked and said, "Of course, I will marry you. But first, I have to eat this fly." The princess was taken aback, but she didn't care. She was just happy to finally find a husband. The bear poured out his heart in front of the owl. He told her how the other animals laughed at him and how the kids had screamed when they saw him. The owl listened patiently and then said, "You shouldn't be sad, little bear. You are strong and brave. It's just that you don't know it yet." The bear looked at her in surprise. "I don't understand," he said. The owl smiled and said, "There is a cave on the other side of the lake where a ferocious dragon lives. Everyone in the forest is afraid of that dragon. Why don't you go there and bring me one of its scales? Then everyone will know how strong and brave you are." The bear thought for a moment. Then he stood up and said, "Thank you for cheering me up, wise owl. I will bring you the dragon's scale." But when he got closer, the kids started screaming and shouting, "Monster, monster, go away." The bear turned around and saw his own reflection in the lake. His huge paws and claws, his sharp teeth and his messy fur scared even him. The bear quickly ran away. All the animals mocked at him. "What a silly bear," they said. "He doesn't know anything about being fierce and strong." He was scared, but he was also excited to prove everyone wrong. As he was crossing the lake, the bear noticed a beehive hanging from a bush. A swarm of angry bees came out of it and started chasing the bear. "Buzz, buzz, buzz," The bear was scared. He ran as fast as he could, but the bees were quick too. Finally, the bear climbed up a tree and sat on a branch. The bees kept buzzing around him, but they couldn't reach him on the tree. The bear stayed there till evening, too scared to move. Suddenly, he noticed one bee flying around rather than attacking him. The bee landed on his shoulder and said, "Hello, kind sir. I am sorry my friends are behaving this way. They are angry because someone destroyed their hive." The bear apologized and promised to help. Together, the bear and the bee went back to the hive. The bear was sad to see it destroyed. "Don't worry, little bee. I will build you a new hive," he said. So the bear used some twigs and leaves to make a new home for the bees. The bees were very happy. They buzzed around the bear and showered him with sweet nectar. The bear licked his lips. It was the most delicious thing he had ever tasted. Look at his tummy. It's soft and squishy like dough. The bear felt sad, but he couldn't do anything about it. After all, he was born a bear. One day the bear was taking a walk in the forest when he saw some kids playing by a lake. Sitting on a nearby tree was a wise old owl. The bear went to the lake and took a deep breath. From that day on, the bear and the bees became friends. One day, the bear went to the lake to get some fish for his dinner. The bear waited for a while, but the princess didn't come back. And that is the story of the bear and the bee. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed our story, please hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. Take care and bye-bye.